Welcome to Shanghai, China's largest and most vibrant city. With a population of over 24 million people, this city welcomes more than 360 million visitors each year. Shanghai is a city where Asian culture meets modern innovation. From futuristic skyscrapers to historic temples, it's a destination that offers something for everyone. Famous for its world-class shopping, mouth-watering cuisine, and dynamic nightlife, Shanghai is truly a city that never sleeps. If it's not already in your bucket list, you should definitely add it. If you're thinking about going to Shanghai, China, definitely watch this video. So, we did a 2-day trip to Shanghai and we got to do a lot. But I want to summarize here everything that we got to do in terms of sites and what we ate. And at the end, I want to leave you with some tips so that you can know what apps you would need and some tricks that we use to get around in China. So with that being said, let's get started. Let's get into the sites. There's so much to see in Shanghai. I don't think we didn't even have enough time in 2 days, but you can try and see what you can do in the time that you're there. First, the most popular thing and what Shanghai is known for is the bund. In the bund, you get to see the contrast between old Shanghai and new Shanghai. So while standing in the bund, you'll be able to see on the other side the beautiful skyscrapers, and on your back, you'll have beautiful colonial buildings. Now, these views are amazing both during the day, but at night, they're even better, but there are more people. So you would have to deal with that. Up to you. You can try both if you have the time. And basically that was our number one, the bund, which leads us to number 2, Pudong. Pudong is the other side of the bund where literally all the skyscrapers are. We did find it cool to kind of like be between all those super tall buildings, and there's a lot of good food options there, which we'll get into later. Next, we would suggest to go to Yuyuan Garden. I am not a nature person, but this garden took my breath away. I recommend you go there 100%. It's beautiful. You just have such a relaxing time. You get a little break from all those skyscrapers. Number 4, super popular Nangjing Road. It is crazy to be there, especially during the nighttime. This is kind of like a New York kind of vibe here. There are a lot of shopping malls, there are huge screens everywhere, lots of food. It's just such an interesting street to just be walking around and get to shop a little bit and just see more of the culture and the people in Shanghai. Then, if you have a little extra time, you can go to the French Concession. This was a pretty interesting little area. There are very small, narrow streets with a lot of interesting places to eat. You can get some souvenirs here. It's like very, very beautiful area. And it's also taking you back to the historic part of Shanghai. So definitely check it out if you have the time. We also got to check out Little Venice or Zhujiajiao Water Town. I don't know if I said that right. But basically this is like a little copy of Venice, the Venice canals. I would say it's not, if you don't have the time, don't go. But if you do, it's okay. Even if you have the time, maybe it's okay if you don't go. And maybe we didn't go on the right day or at the right time, but from our experience, there was not much going on there. It was pretty dead, and yeah, it was a little bit far as well, so maybe it's not worth the time. These are our recommendations for sites. Now, we left out observation decks, which are obviously popular, but they do cost money, so we were trying not to spend money on that. But there are observation decks like the Oriental Pearl Tower and the Shanghai Tower. And then there's also like beautiful temples we didn't have time to see because we were only there for 2 days. So you can also go to temples like Longhua Temple or Jade Buddha Temple, do your research. But if that's something that you like, definitely you can make the time for that. And also, if you have even more time, there's a Disneyland in Shanghai, so you can go to Disneyland if you enjoy that. So yeah, these are some other extra sites that you can see, but we didn't get to see, so I cannot give you our experience or our point of view on these, but definitely were suggestions that you can check out. All right, we are now here for the food. So the food, we love food. Andy loves food more than me, so I wish he could be doing this part, but it's okay. I don't know how to recommend this place. I don't know the Chinese name, but I can kind of guide you through it. So if you go to Yuan Garden, when you get out of the garden, there's only one way to get out. When you get out, there's a little street. You just walk down that street and you will see this massive dumplings. These are lobster soup dumplings. They are very popular, it seems, because we saw them everywhere. So if you cannot get it in this specific location that we got it at, just look out for it, because I'm sure you'll see it around. It's a huge dumpling. You cannot miss it. Another place we went to, which might not be the place that you want to go to in Shanghai, is Chilli. You want some Western food, you want something that's not Chinese, there's a Chili's, there's a cheesecake. There are so many options for Western food, so you definitely will be able to get some Western food. And we chose Chili's for that. It was great. Another recommendation I cannot recommend enough is this French restaurant called Polux. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly, but oh my god, the food here was so good, and the price I think was pretty reasonable. So I think you should definitely check this out if you have the time. Another Shanghai kind of more local food are the Shanghai dumplings. You will probably find them everywhere as well, but definitely try the Shanghai dumplings. They look like this. And we tried them in Nangjing Road. There's like a little area with a couple of food spots there. I think, yeah, you definitely need to try these. Like, just have a good time by going to some sort of rooftop bar. So we went to Captain Morgan's, and I think this was a pretty nice place because the view was perfect and the drinks were great and the service was really good. So many people recommended it to us when we were planning our trip, and it really didn't disappoint. So I think this is the best, one of the best rooftops, and a good price too. Last but not least, I think this is a quick one that you can go to for breakfast one of the days that you're there, the Starbucks Reserve. The Starbucks Reserve is pretty cool because this is the second largest Starbucks Reserve, and who doesn't like Starbucks? So if you have the time, go check it out. It's pretty cool and it's not that far. We're going to get into the tips, but before we get into that, if you are finding this video useful, if you're liking our content, please like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the things, please, because we're trying to grow our channel right now and trying to put out content that is useful for you. So let us know in the comments if you liked it, if you didn't, what we can do better. So here we go with the tips. Number 1, apps. The first app we recommend is Didi. Didi is actually used not only in China, in other countries as well, but we basically got introduced to Didi here in China, and it's basically like an Uber. And yeah, you definitely need this to get around from place to place. It's very easy to use, and they have an English version. Alipay is so many things, but for the purposes of visiting China, like if you're not living here, you just are going to visit, you still need it because a lot of planes only work with QR codes. So when you go to order your food, then or even to pay, you pay with a QR code. Now, I'm pretty sure they'll accept cards and cash, but this will just make your life easier. Download the app before you go to China and put your credit card information and learn how to navigate through it. It's super easy, also in English, so there will be no problem at all. There's always maybe some situation where you'll need to translate, like checking in at the hotel or calling to ask for more toilet paper. We definitely needed to use our translator for this. So make sure your phone has a translator. If not, here are some apps that we recommend for translators, for translations. So any of these work. China has a different plug and you don't want to mess up your devices, so definitely bring an adapter. Another thing is make sure that you have an international plan, because when you arrive here, you'll definitely need the internet, right? So to use all of these apps that I've been telling you about. So if you don't have an international plan, what we recommend is Nomad. This app, obviously download it before you get to China, otherwise you will not be able to get it. So this app we use every time we travel to make any phone calls. You just want internet. Nomad is the app that we use to travel everywhere when we're traveling internationally and we don't want to use our international phone plan. So you can check it out and see which one makes more sense for you. Our last tip here is more of a nice to have or more of a just in case kind of tip. When you check into your hotel, make sure you get one of their business cards where it has their address, because if you're out and about for whatever reason, you need to get back to the hotel and the apps don't work, or I don't know, whatever emergency, you can have this card and you can get a taxi anywhere, and probably they won't speak English or your language. So you can go ahead and give them the card of your hotel and they can easily see where you need to get to, which is probably your hotel is like the place that you definitely want to go back to in an emergency, or most likely you need to get back to. I want to say about Shanghai and China in general, it is a very safe country. We always felt safe. The people were very friendly, very welcoming, and most people tried to speak a little bit of English to help us out whenever we were ordering or whenever we needed anything. So that's all that I got for Shanghai tips and sites and food and our experience in general. If you have any questions or any other suggestions that you would like to share, definitely put your comments down below. But other than that, we'll see you on the next journey. Thank you so much for watching.